ونستغفره ونعوذ بالله من شرور أنفسنا ومن سيئات أعمالنا من يهدي الله فلا مضل له ومن يضلل فلا هادي له وأشهد أن لا إله إلا الله وأشهد أن محمدا عبده ورسوله يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله حق تقاته ولا تموتن إلا وأنتم مسلمون يا أيها الناس اتقوا ربكم الذي خلقكم من نفس واحدة وخلق منها زوجها وبث منهما رجالا كثيرا ونساء واتقوا الله الذي تساءلون به والأرحام إن الله كان عليكم رقيبا يا أيها الذين آمنوا اتقوا الله وقولوا قولا سديدا يصلح لكم أعمالكم ويغفر لكم ذنوبكم ومن يطيع الله ورسوله فقد فاز فوزا عظيما أما بعد. Really, all praises is for Allah. We seek His help and His forgiveness. We seek refuge with Allah from the evil of our own souls. Whomsoever Allah guides will never be led astray, and whomsoever Allah leaves astray, there is no one to guide. I bear witness that there is no deity worthy of worship except Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and I bear witness that Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam is His slave and messenger. O who you believe, fear Allah as He should be feared, and die not except in the state of Islam with complete submission to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. O mankind, fear your Lord, who created you from one soul and created from it its mate, and dispersed from both of them many men and women. And fear Allah, through whom you ask one another and the wombs. Indeed, Allah is ever over you an observer. O who you believe, keep your duty to Allah and fear Him, and speak always the truth. He will direct you to do a righteous good deeds and will forgive you your sin. And whomsoever obeys Allah and His messenger, he or she has indeed achieved a great achievement. Indeed, the best speech is the speech of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the best guidance is the guidance of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa sallam. And the worst of matters are those that are innovated in the matter of religion by people, and every innovated matter in the matter of religion is bid'ah, and every bid'ah is astray, and every going astray is in the fire. Brothers and sisters, when Muazzin just gave the azan, he said, Hayya al salah, hayya al falah, come to salah, come to pray, come to al falah. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam told us that the successful ones are those that will achieve al-falah. Al-falah, who will achieve the success in this world and the hereafter. The one who Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will make them achieve the Jannah, and when they achieve the Jannah, the dunya automatically comes to them. One of the main quality of these people is that when they wake up in the morning, their primary concern, their main concern is akhirah. They live their life in this world, but they have eyes on the prize that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has created or prepared for them. At the time of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, there was this orphan. He was building a fence around his house, and a neighbor's tree came in between the fence. So he went to the neighbor and he asked his neighbor, can you give this tree to me? I want to buy this tree. And the neighbor said, no, I don't want to sell this tree. So poor orphan, he went to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and he asked him, he requested him if he can intercede on his behalf. Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, okay. Prophet met his neighbor and he asked his neighbor, can you give this tree to me? I want to buy this tree. His neighbor said no. He said, okay, can you give this as a sadaqah, and Allah will give you a tree or plant a tree for you in Jannah, or a garden in Jannah. The man was very upset about the orphans going to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam asking to intercede. He said, no, I don't want you to give. This is my thing. I don't want you to give. Although Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam was the head of the state, he could have forced if he would have wanted to, but no. A companion, Abu Darda, he heard the conversation and he asked Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, is the offer that you gave to this person is only for this person or is for anyone? Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam said, it's for anyone. So Abu Darda, he went to this neighbor of this orphan and said, I wanted to purchase your tree. Instead of that, I will give you, he's a rich man, he said, I have a 600 or 300 trees in the trees of garden, and I live there in that garden. I will give you my garden for that. The person said, are you crazy? Are you going to give your 300 or 600 trees for just one tree? He said, yes, this is not your business, it's my deal. He said, okay, I'll do that. So he gave his one tree, he took his whole garden, and Abu Dada gave this tree to this orphan. And he came to his house and he told his wife, very happily, I did a good deal today. I sold my garden for a tree or a garden in the paradise. And his wife said, what a great deal you have done. And right at that moment, his kids came with some dates in their hand, and Abu Dada asked, have you picked these dates before I came here or after you came here? His kids said, after you came here. So he said, throw these dates back, because they were living in a garden, right? We have to leave the house. This garden, we have given it for the sake of Allah. These are the people, these are the quality of al-falah. They are waiting and looking forward for the moment when they will meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. They're looking for a moment when they will enter the Jannah. When Bilal radiallahu anhu, and he died because of plague, just like people die these days because of COVID. When he was on his deathbed, his wife said, what a day of grief. And Bilal radiallahu anhu said, no, this is a great day. Come death, welcome, I'm waiting for a day, I'm waiting for that moment. And inshallah that moment will be today, that I will meet my beloved Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam and his companions. We believers believe in the hereafter. It's a very important belief. If we don't believe in hereafter, there is no purpose, there is no meaning of this life. Everything we do it because of the promise that Allah has given it to us, which is Jannah, the paradise. Allah has promised us that if you believe in me, if you are a believing servant and an obedient servant, Jannah is reserved for you. May Allah make us, all of us, enter the Jannah. May Allah make us, strive us for the Jannah. And may Allah make us achieve the Jannah. Have you ever thought about the moment when you will enter the Jannah? Let's think for a moment. You are the one who has been designated on the day of judgment that you are going to Jannah and you are entering now in the Jannah. We'll quickly walk through it because it's a whole description of the Jannah in the Quran. But as you are entering on the gate and the 8 gates of Jannah, the angel will say to you, Salamun alaykum tibtum fadkhuluha khalidina. He gave a salam to you and he'll say, peace be upon you, you have been good to enter the Jannah, the abode, forever. When you enter, we all will be impressed how the Jannah would look like. Filled with greenery, trees out there, unique trees. You can't imagine, you can't comprehend how beautiful the Jannah would be, because we in this world don't even have those things or those mind capacity to understand that. It will be filled with the gardens, filled with unique trees, filled with the unique kind of fruits, birds and animals, filled with rivers flowing there, filled with the houses and palaces, and you will be shown this is your garden that you have earned by doing a zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. That is your palace that you have built by doing the sunnah muqaddam that Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam used to do. You will be, the soil will be saffron, there was a beautiful, a wonderful, amazing perfume coming out from there, and so on. This is what Allah says, Lahum jannatun tajri min tahti al-anharu khalidina fiha abada radiyallahu anhu wa radu anhu zalika al-fawz al-azim. Indeed, Allah is pleased with them and they are well pleased with Him. That is a great achievement. But that's not all. You will meet the people that you have been separated in this world because of death. Your father, your mother, your brother, your sister, your son, your daughter, who you have, or your friends, or your relatives that you have been separated because of death. You will meet them in Jannah. May Allah make them all enter in Jannah. You will meet them, and they will be all in their young, the youthful age of 33. Handsome, beautiful, right? They all have no worries, no tension, and they will greet you with a salam. Angels will enter from each gate of Jannah, and they will come to you and they'll say, Salamun alaykum bima sabartum fa na'ma uqbadar. What a great abode is for you. Come, peace be upon you. And when you walk into the Jannah, you will see all the prophets. Imagine you're seeing the prophet, you're seeing the Adam is sitting there, the Ibrahim al-Islam is sitting there, Musa al-Islam is walking, Isa, Jesus is sitting there, Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you will see him and you will talk to him. Imagine that moment when you'll be talking to Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam, you will see all the companions of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. Inshallah, you will see Abu Bakr radiallahu anhu. You see Umar radiallahu sitting in a gathering. You will see Usman radiallahu anhu. Whatever they were doing, you will see them. You will meet them. You will see the famous people that we talk about in the history. Inshallah, one like Khalid bin Walid. You will see someone like Salahuddin Ayyubi and so on. Imagine that moment. You will see all the scholars, Bukhari, Imam Shafi, Imam Malik, Imam Abu Hanifa, Imam Hanbal. You will see all those people there, inshallah. What would that moment would be? And then you will heard the azan of Bilal radiallahu anhu, the beautiful voice. You will hear Abu Ibn Masud doing the narration of doing the seerah of Prophet Muhammad sallallahu alaihi wasallam. You will hear Ibn Abbas giving the tafsir, and they will be giving not because they have an obligation to do. They were doing it out of joy. And then you will meet Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will himself come to meet you. And imagine the moment when he will lift his veil from his face. That moment would be, nothing could be better than that moment. When the believers of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will see his face. Nothing can be as joying as that. Nothing can be as rewarding as that for the people of Jannah than seeing the face of Prophet of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and talking to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala telling them, I'm pleased with you. I appreciate all the efforts that you have done in this dunya. And Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala will give salam to us. Brothers and sisters, there are no more obligations in Jannah. Jannah, there is no hypocrisy. Jannah, there is no backbiting. There is no jealousy. There is no insulting. There will be no wars and there will be no killing. The heart will be united. And there will be, can you imagine that? In this world, everyone has to deal with backbiting, backstabbing and so on. But in Jannah, there will be nothing like that. There will be nothing, there will be no more sickness. There will be no more medication. There will be no more poverty. There will be no more tiredness and boring. There will be no worries of past and worries of future. In Jannah, there will be all pure joy in Jannah. Ultimate peace will be in Jannah. This is something should not be missed. Which wise person will give up the joy like this that we're talking about in just a small glimpse of it, right? The joy forever on the expense of a small pleasure in this world, and that is temporary. Which wise person can do that? It's all about choices, brothers and sisters. Will you choose a joy that will last forever, or will you choose a joy which is not even an ultimate joy, but just give you instant pleasure for a moment? Alhamdulillahi Rabbil Alameen wa salatu wa salam ala Rasulullah. Our life in this temporary world will pass away very soon. Many people have died. All of us who are sitting here will be gone after 100 years. All of us will be gone after 100 years. Remember that Prophet Muhammad has said, take advantage of 5 before 5. Take benefit of 5 before 5, your youth before your old age, your health before your sickness, your wealth before your poverty, your free time before you are preoccupied, and your life before you are dead. So many of us are busy in this world, in our jobs, in our daily chores, in unlimited entertainment that we do. Brothers and sisters, do not forget Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Do not forget the prize that Allah has promised. Make sure that we are improving our relationship with Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. Make sure we are improving our relationship with the Quran. Make sure we are improving our relationship with the Salah. Make sure we improve our relationship through adhkar, through zikr of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah make sure, or make us, we need to make sure that we see, listen and do things that will bring us close to Jannah, not far from Jannah. Make sure we improve our relationship with dua. No matter what, ask dua. Always ask dua, whatever you can from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. May Allah make us the people of Jannah. May Allah make us all who are sitting here are the companions in Jannah. My sister, before I finish, I just want to say very quickly analogy where imagine a person is going out of his house to fight an enemy. While he's walking on his way, he found the armor he's carrying is heavy. So he took the armor out. While he's walking, he found that the sword that he's carrying is heavy, so he dropped the sword. As he's walking to fight the enemy, he became very thirsty and he was carrying the water, he dropped the water out. And at right that moment, when he's thirsty, when he's hungry, when he's not armed, when he's not protected, the enemy comes right in front of him. What would happen? Will he win? Similarly, brothers and sisters, think about this life, or the life that we are living right now. If you're living in this world and you're thinking this other car that you're doing is heavy and you're dropping the other car, and then you realize that the going to mosque is difficult, so you drop the effort of going to mosque or coming to mosque, and slowly you start dropping it, and then at that moment, when you have dropped, you have become so weak, do you think you will win? You've already lost the battle. You've already lost the battle with the shaitan. And why complain? And then you complain and say, I cannot fight anymore with shaitan, because you have also already lost the battle by yourself. Shaitan hasn't even fought with you. Brothers and sisters, we're talking about this journey to Jannah, and there is something in the way between us and Jannah trying to push us away or divert us from Jannah. And you need to make sure that we are fighting with that. Do not neglect that. Do not neglect anything that pleases Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, that will lead to the Jannah. Be prepared all the time. Allahumma ighfir li muslimina wal muslimat wal mu'minina wal mu'minat al ahya'i wal amwat innaka samiul mujibud da'wat. O Allah, guide us among those you have guided. O Allah, grant us health among those you have granted health to. O Allah, remove the sickness from the people who are suffering from any kind of sickness. O Allah, give shifa to them. O Allah, we ask you paradise and Jannah and what will bring us close to it of actions and speech. O Allah, we seek refuge in you from the fire and what will bring us close to it of action and speech. O Allah, forgive us. O Allah, forgive our parents. O Allah, forgive our grandparents. O Allah, have mercy on the dead. O Allah, protect us. O Allah, protect all the people who are oppressed. O Allah, remove the oppression from the people of China, from the people of the Rohingyas, Muslim, the people of Kashmir, India, Palestine, Syria, wherever the people are oppressed. O Allah, remove their oppression. O Allah, have mercy on them. ربنا لا تؤاخذنا إن نسينا أو أخطأنا ربنا ولا تحمل علينا إصرا كما حملته على الذين من قبلنا ربنا ولا تحملنا ما لا طاقة لنا به واعف عنا واغفر لنا وارحمنا أنت مولانا فانصرنا على القوم الكافرين ربنا لا تزغ قلوبنا بعد إذ هديتنا وهب لنا من لدنك رحمة إنك أنت الوهاب ربنا آتنا في الدنيا حسنة وفي الآخرة حسنة وقنا عذاب النار أقيموا الصلاة